Here's what happened this week at City Council.
Council approved a resolution today to allow us to apply to change the framework of the foreign trade zone from the traditional framework to an alternative framework. And this allows us to have faster processes. It streamlines the ability to bring more businesses into the foreign trade zone program. And this will help El Paso in the economy. It'll help grow the economy and to help create more jobs.
Council adopted a resolution updating the city's investment policy for 2019. The investment policy is important because it guides the city's cash and investment activities.
Council approves the advanced funding agreements with TxDOT for 4 local bridges for Alabama, Delta, Davis, and Yarborough. So those are advanced funding agreements with TxDOT for the design and replacement of those bridges. And the TxDOT will provide 90% of the funding. The city provides a 10% contribution for the, again, design and construction of those bridges.
Today, City Council approved the lease agreement with Dr. Medina. It was actually a change to a new spay and neuter van. And so the new lease agreement is going to allow for expanded opportunities for spay and neuter across the city of El Paso. It'll give opportunities throughout the city during special events for education as well as spaying and neutering your animals.
Item 19.1 was on the downtown and uptown corridor development. It was regarding private and public investment along the corridor and how we're connecting and looking on the corridor as a whole for improvement. It benefits the community by providing a good centralized urban core with amenities such as density, transportation, mechanisms available to them, as well as new amenities that are being invested on by both the public and private sector.
Today's topic focused on major revenues, so we just did a discussion with council on our major revenues. We looked at property tax, sales tax, franchise fees, and some of our other revenue growth in anticipation for the upcoming budget process, showing them what we're looking at as far as possible growth in our revenues. We're really just looking at the growth of the community, really highlighting what we're seeing as far as property values, also what we're looking at as far as sales tax growth. There was also a presentation done today talking about some economic development, improvements in the downtown area, really highlighting the growth and the investment and really aligned back to our strategic plan of what we're trying to do and accomplishing and growing the city.
Council, in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce, engaged a new consultant for the city, Cypress International, and they specialize in defense and aerospace industry consulting. The whole purpose of the contract is to really put ourselves at the forefront of federal decisions that affect Fort Bliss, affect what defense companies want to come into our region, affect research and development projects that we get to take on here in our region that deal with defense and aerospace industries. So this consultant is really going to help us get out there in the forefront so that we can hopefully attract some new businesses.
Council approved the renewal of our contract with our vendor, Cengage Learning, which is the source of our Career Online High School program, our high school certificate program for adults, in the amount of $444,875 over the next 3 years. And this is meaningful because we have had so far 39 graduates, people who, as adults, used our online program to obtain their high school certificate.
The second item was 22.1, and that's for the interlocal agreement for construction with the Camino Real Regional Mobility Authority for the construction of Wind Road. This is a project that extends from Pan American and Loop 375, the resurfacing of Pan American between Loop 375 and Wind Road, and then widening Wind Road between Pan American and the end of Wind Road, and extending Wind Road out to the Zaragoza Port of Entry. It's very important for reducing congestion from freight traffic on Loop 375.
So today, Council, with some floor amendments, accepted staff's recommendations to pass the revision of our noise nuisance ordinance and to require a new permit for businesses that play amplified sound outdoors within 350 feet of a residence.
Today we had a unanimous decision from Council on both of our items. They both passed unanimously, and one will require business establishments to get a permit through planning and inspections in order to have amplified sound and an outdoor patio. The other one is to talk about noise ordinances, and how the police department and code enforcement will respond.
So today, Council voted unanimously to approve a parking reduction special permit request for Las Palmas Hospital. This is going to allow the hospital to move forward with opening their expanded facilities that will provide women's health services to the city of El Paso.
Today, Council approved an incentive in support of Technomark LLC's expansion into the manufacturing industry in town. And so Technomark LLC is actually a supplier and distributor of advanced medical devices, and now they're planning on getting into the manufacturing component and creating what's called a clean room, a Class A clean room, which is going to be one of the best facilities of its kind in the region. And they're also committing to creating 104 new jobs. And so in support of this, the Council approved an incentive that would lock in that investment, the creation of a clean room, and the 104 new jobs.
Council approved the new collective bargaining agreement with the Police Officers Association. This is a 4-year deal that'll run through August of 2023. And in this agreement, it's a multi-year contractual obligation on the city and the association, which outlines their pay rates, it outlines what they pay as far as health care, it outlines the incentives that they receive. So it basically sets the path forward on what we're going to see as far as increases with the police department. And so what this really means is really trying to make sure that we're stabilizing our police force, that we're remaining attractive. We want police officers obviously to come here and work for the city of El Paso, and ensuring that we're being competitive as far as pay rates and what they're paying as far as health care.
So what Council voted on today was resolutions of support for low-income housing tax credit developments in our community. We get 4 to 5 applications every year. This year, today, staff recommended 3 projects move forward with 17 additional points as they go into the state competition. And we look to see 2 low-income housing developments come out of that support. Right, so it means affordable housing. It means $60 million worth of investment. And really all it means on the part of the city of El Paso is offering our support, saying that these projects are in alignment with the strategy and the vision that we see for this community. And so lots of extra affordable housing and lots of additional investment.